And
Have you ever been to meet Uncle Joe? Uncle Joe, have you ever been to meet Uncle Joe? Have you ever been to meet Uncle Joe? Uncle Joe don't mind the weather if the wind don't blow. Hop high, ladies, three in a row. Hop high, ladies, three in a row. Hop high, ladies, three in a row. Don't mind the weather if the wind don't blow. Have you ever seen the devil, Uncle Joe? Uncle Joe, have you ever seen the devil, Uncle Joe? Have you ever seen the devil, Uncle Joe? Uncle Joe don't mind the weather if the wind don't blow. Hop high, ladies, three in a row. Hop high, ladies, three in a row. Hop high, ladies, three in a row. Don't mind the weather if the wind don't blow.
I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this song this summer. This is one of my favorite Irish fiddle tunes. It's originally called Miss McLeod's Reel. You'll also hear it called The Campbells Are Coming. Doc Watson recorded it as The Cake's All Dough. I learned it as Hop High Ladies. It's a standard song in American old-time music and also in bluegrass. The melody, you may have noticed, is a bit more complicated than some of the other songs we're doing this summer. It uses all 7 notes of the scale, and it has a lot of eighth notes that jump around a lot, and you don't have a lot of time to recover and rest in between. Like a lot of fiddle tunes, it requires you to stick pretty close to the melody and not improvise too much. And at some places, the melody jumps quite a bit. There's a full octave jump at one point where it says hop high. So that's something you'll have to work on. To help you, let's break down the melody into parts. You'll see that there are 2 parts to the song. There was a verse, and then there was a chorus. And each part has 4 phrases. Some of the phrases are the same. So listen, let me sing it for you. The first phrase goes da 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 dum da da dum. Second phrase is almost the same. It just ends a little lower. Da 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 dum da da dum. Right? It was almost the same, just at the end, a little difference. And then phrase 3, da 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 dum da da dum. You've heard that before. That's the same as the first phrase. Then here comes the fourth phrase, dun da 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 dum. Keep that one in mind because you're going to hear it again. Phrase 5 is the first phrase of the chorus, dum da 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 dum da da dum. Phrase 6, dum da 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 dum da da dum. Almost the same as phrase 5, wasn't it? Just the end was a little lower. Here comes phrase 7, dum da 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 dum da da dum. That's the same as phrase 5, isn't it? And here comes phrase 8 that ends the song, da 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 dum. You've heard that already. That's the same as phrase 4. So that's something to keep in mind as you're learning the song. The next thing to think about is the meter. Hopefully you figured that out already. The meter was either 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Which was it? It was 4, wasn't it? Da 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 dum da da da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that will be the same rhythm as you had for Long Journey Home. Next, what about the mood of this song? How would you describe the mood of the song? For me, the song is very similar to Long Journey Home. It has a lot of energy, and it's very fun and happy. But it's a little different. For me, Long Journey Home had more drive. It's kind of a classic bluegrass breakdown feel. It's lots of drive. Hop High Ladies is different. It's more dancing, isn't it? This is the kind of song you want to take off your shoes and jump up on the table and dance to. It wants to bounce. And that's the kind of feel you're going to want to put in this song when we play it together this summer. We want people to hear it and bounce and jump. Also, if you listen to the words, that gives us a clue to the mood too. Did you understand the words of the song? Don't worry if you didn't understand, because they don't make much sense. The chorus just says, "Hop high, ladies, 3 in a row." What does that mean? I don't know. And that's okay, and I think that's the point. The song doesn't make sense, and it's not supposed to. It's just supposed to be fun and silly. So we can have fun with this song this summer when we play it together. Next point, the key. Hopefully you identified what key it's in. Remember, we listen to the last note of the song, and that usually tells us what key we're in. So listen. What key was that? Did you find it on your instrument? It was D, wasn't it? Ré in French. In the key of D, we need to find the 2 other chords that we're going to play. So we take our circle of fifths, remember? We go down the circle of fifths, B, E, A, D, G, C, F. On either side of the D, we have G and A. And that tells us that in the key of D, we're probably going to be playing chords of D, G, and A. Here's the chord chart. You'll see that those are the 3 chords we're playing. You'll notice that it jumps around from chord to chord fairly often. And there's one tricky bit. At the end, you'll see that there is a very fast A chord. It's only half a measure. So that's a part you're going to have to practice, transitioning from the G to the A back to the D chord quickly. Now we come to our last point, the chorus. I told you before there is a chorus. Is the melody of the chorus the same as the verse? Think about it. No, it isn't, is it? The verse goes da 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 dum. The chorus goes dum ba da da dum ba da dum. So it's slightly different. However, the chords are the same. The chord chart doesn't change at all. What about the words? You should learn the words to the chorus, because we're going to need people to sing along this summer. It's simply "Hop high, ladies, 3 in a row." And then it repeats that 2 more times. And then, "I don't mind the weather if the wind don't blow." Let's look now at how we play "Hop High Ladies" on the different instruments so that you can get started practicing.
Hop high, ladies, we're in the key of D, and so we're needing D chords, G, and A. I play an A like that. You can lift this finger and get an A7, and that's fine as well. On the 1 beat, I play a single note. So in this case, it would be the D here, D string. And then I play the top 3 strings on the 2. And on the 3, I play that string. And then I play the top 3 strings on the 4. So it goes. And then between the 4 and the 1, I can play an upstroke. So it goes. So the whole progression with the whole chord chart is 1, 2, 3, 4. If we want to play the melody, we are using a D scale. So that's start on the D note, which is that open string. It goes.
backup for Hop High Ladies. There are a couple of different things you could do. You could do chops, and you're in the key of D, so you want to do a D here, and that's the A, and then a G would be here. So we go 1, 2, 3, and. You can also do a shuffle in this song. It works pretty well for a shuffle. So you could do the same chord positions with your left hand, but just do this bow motion. So it sounds like 1, 2, 3, and. The best way to do this in open position is open D and A strings, and then you can do the G chord like this, putting my index finger on the A string, and then to do the A string, you simply move it over to the D string, like that. I'm playing, all the time I'm playing the two middle strings, the D and the A strings, and then sometimes I'm putting my index finger here, sometimes I'm putting it here. So it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, and. So we start on an open D string, and we can just do a scale to see where all the notes are. It starts on the F sharp, and we're going to start with an up stroke, and we're going to try to keep a steady rhythm of the up, down, down. That gives the song the kind of swing that it needs. 1, 2, 3, and. So you can do double stops, open D and A strings. Just when you're playing on the D string, just keep playing the A string open. And when you're playing on the A string, you can keep the D string open. I'm doing the second part by rocking the bow. And when you have that at the beginning of each phrase, you want to start with a downstroke. So that means at one point you have to lift and go back up again. Lift. Lift. You can also, instead of playing the 3 in a row down there, you can do it up here. So it goes. You can also play it in an open position here, D, and then G here, and A, like that. That's the simplest way to play those chords. So it would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, and. can play a D chord right here, just on the bottom 3 strings, and then a G chord here, and an A chord just sliding that up 2 frets. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so we're playing in the key of D, so it's going to be a D scale. Okay, those are the notes. So the simple melody goes like this. So I've got my banjo and I've tuned it to C tuning, and then I put on a capo on the 2nd fret. My 5th string is tuned to an A note, and the rest is tuned to an open D tuning. So I can play a D chord like this. I can play an A chord like this, or I can do it like that. And then a G chord like this. I'm playing with the back of my middle finger. And I do that sort of a gesture on all the strings, and I take my thumb, play that high string. And I'm hitting go 1, 2, 3, 4. Go 1. Here we go. D chord is here in the center, those 2 strings. G chord is here, and we can do an A here, and we have all open strings. Sounds better if we play there, up high. So you have A and G below it, and D in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4.